Nedbank Business Watch, where we keep you informed on the latest developments that impact your finances and business operations. And today, we're focusing on a significant update concerning cross-border electronic funds transfers, EFT, if you will, within the Common Monetary Area, which includes South Africa, there's Namibia, there's Eswatini, and Lesotho. As of September 10, 2024, all low-value cross-border EFTs will be processed through SADC real-time gross settlement, promising faster and more efficient transactions. Now, this change, driven by the Central Bank of Eswatini and the CMA Cross-Border Payments Oversight Committee, will have notable implications for both credit as well as debit transactions. Here to shed light on what this means for you and how to navigate these changes, Njabulo Kametse, Manager Global Trade and Payments. A very good afternoon, Mr. Kametse. If we will, you could start at maybe explaining the current process for cross-border electronic funds transfers and what exactly will change in the new system.
Okay, no, thank you so much, Mguni, and thank you for having me, and good morning to your viewers as well. Regarding the change, maybe one would firstly just highlight what the change is.
Right.
Yeah, so basically this is a change which is at the backdrop of our regulatory compliance, which was a determination which was issued by the Central Bank of Eswatini together with the central banks within the Common Monetary Area, that being Lesotho, Namibia, and Eswatini. Yeah, in South Africa. So the current process of doing electronic funds transfer was currently being done via the South African retail payment system, which had a bit of limitations in as far as complying with the international standard, because they were now viewed as South African transactions, yet there are transactions between South Africa and the other CMA countries. Yeah. So that was a bit of a contravention in as far as the international laws of money laundering and terrorist financing is concerned, because one of the key recommendations by the FATF, which is the Financial Action Task Force, which regulates cross-border transactions and also makes determination on financial crimes and also money laundering issues. So that was seen as a bit of a non-compliance, so hence the need, the need to clearly demarcate between the cross-border activity between all these countries. Hence the need to sunset or cease to use the current rail, which we as Nedbank, we have been so of course the central bank then availed the possible payment rails that we can use, which will foster compliance and secure payments for clients. So those one of the rails that were availed to us was the SADC TGS, which is also a current rail that exists within the market, and we use it for also our high value payments. Yeah. So for the low value, we'll also use that as well. So that's basically the change in as far as the processing is concerned. The low value transactions, the EFT transactions, will now be processed via the SADC TGS.
It's an interesting development, and I'll tell you what, in as much as it is interesting and charming, one wants to ask, though, the impact that it has, particularly on clients. That is bound to happen, particularly those that are involved in policy collections in South Africa. How should those clients prepare for, say, these changes, and what should they expect going forward?
Okay, no, thank you for that, Mguni. So what our clients can expect, especially the ones which were collecting debits directly from Eswatini, because we know within the Common Monetary Area there's free flow of funds. So we had clients who had policies in South Africa, in your companies as the different investment companies in South Africa. So previously they were doing direct debits into Eswatini Nedbank clients. Yeah. But this directive now is clients will cease to the companies in SA will cease to make direct debits. So what we have done happen is that the policies won't be affected. They will still have their policies in place or any, but the thing, what's changing now is that the companies who were directly making the collections from SA will now have to open accounts in country to make the payments locally, and then they can transmit them back to South Africa. But the debit has to happen locally. Yeah. So
Makes
what
sense.
we have done for our clients who hold who were previously having debits from outside from South Africa,
Yeah.
we have partnered with their clients, with the companies from South Africa, to open accounts in country for ease of collection, just to minimize the impact on our clients.
Okay.
So rest assured, come the 10th, if you had a policy in place with one of the companies,
Yeah.
we have definitely made the necessary steps that they've opened their accounts and they will be collecting. So their policies won't be affected at all.
Well, this arrangement is also good for new business, I suppose. I wonder, though, because with such developments, and I suppose from the client's perspective, the biggest concern is always speed and efficiency. Is there something that we should expect once the system goes live in terms of how will cross-border payments now be processed on these digital platforms? Is it going to be, speedy and efficient?
Absolutely, Mguni. So this payment is not this payment rail we are transitioning to is not it's an existing platform.
Okay.
So it's more of a secured payment platform, which will of course through the CPL, we call it a continuous processing line for the low value. So clients will now enjoy instant debits for their EFTs made to South Africa, because that's a continuous processing line. So transactions will be processed much more quicker and much more faster, and also they will be secured, given also the compliance that comes with that rail, and also its reputation from an international standard.
All right. Jabulo, thank you so much for joining us on the program. By the way, I just want to, again, remind our viewers what they just enjoyed in terms of insight from Jabulo, the impact on your finances and business operations made easy. Today, we're just focusing on the significant update concerning cross-border electronic funds transfers, EFT. Thank you so much for staying with us on this particular segment. The show is not over. We go for a net break. We'll return shortly.